Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Lash with Me / tutorial on this beautiful textured strip lash effect lashes. I love it so much. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I achieve this look, just keep on watching. This will be a voiceover. I'm really going to give you guys details in depth how to create this look and everything. Okay, don't forget to also follow me on my socials so we can stay connected. Alrighty guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start jumping into this tutorial. I do want to get a huge shout out to our sponsor, Veyeslashes, for not only sending me these amazing lashes that I'm obsessed with, and I even went ahead and purchased more trays, full-length trays, with my own money, because that's how much I genuinely liked these lashes. I'll insert a clip that I posted on Instagram showing you guys that I have retired from a previous lash brand of mine that I loved to restock on these lashes because I loved them so much. And that's actually a very huge thing for me, because I don't know if you guys know this about me or if you know me personally, I hate using new lashes. Like, I've been so scared to venture off and try new lashes. So the fact that you guys see me restocking should tell you something, okay? Go get you some Veyeslashes right now. You will not be disappointed. I also want to give a very huge shout out again to Veyes because they understood lash diversity. Everybody uses different products for different areas of the eye to create different looks, to achieve different sets. So huge shout out to them for, allowing that, and for just thank you guys so much for sending me your products. Like, I'm truly honored that you chose me to be your brand ambassador. So please guys, go check out Veyeslashes. All links will be down below, as well as coupon codes, so you guys can save yourself a coin. All right, to start off, we're going to be using those gel patches to kind of get as many bottom lashes as possible to be taped down with this, but we're not really so concerned on using the gel pad to be like actually taping down the bottom lashes. I mainly use eye patches to be a barrier between the tape and the skin. It's more comfortable for my clients, they enjoy it a lot better, and it's just easier to take off on the end. So I am trying out this Nichiban white tape again. It's been a very long time since I used this. As you guys can kind of see, it's really not that sticky, but it's actually very much sticky on hair. So you kind of have to be careful when you're trying to use it to like tape back the client's skin, getting it on their eyebrow hair. I show you guys kind of a trick on how to get it off if that does happen to you. But yeah, so just really take your time when it comes to taping, you guys. You really want to make sure that the tape is sitting perfectly aligned with your client's angle of her eye. So you see, it's like I'll kind of fiddle with the inner corner because I want it to really curve at the curvature of her nose. That is the best way I feel for me to go ahead and isolate inner corners. Always tape from the outside and the outer corner first. That's just my rule of thumb. It's easier for me to tape, as you can see, just in case I need to go ahead and adjust, take some lashes out that got stuck underneath. If I need to adjust the outer corner, it's not really affecting the inner corner so much, so it's just something that I like to do. And as you can see, going in and placing that inner corner right perfectly underneath that waterline without touching the skin. You never want to put tape on top of the skin, because if you so happen to your client moves, or if you are pressing down on the tape and that tape gets into their eye, you can actually cause a paper cut to your client's eye. I've actually had it happen to me before, and it's very much painful. So please take your time when it comes to taping. It probably literally will take me like at least 10 minutes to tape down my client, because I have to go ahead and pull back the skin, pushing those lashes upright so it's easier for me to isolate. Be very careful again, you guys, with using this tape, because when I was actually taking this tape off and I was trying to pull it off her eyebrow hairs, it was pulling excessively. Like, I had to go ahead and use this little trick that I'll explain to you guys later on how to remove tape that's too sticky on a client's eyebrow hair. So all I'm doing is just taking these tapes in a V-like pattern to just really push the skin upright and reveal those lashes to kind of just lightly sit up a little bit higher, making it easier to isolate, combing through those hairs, making sure that they're all laying nice and perfectly ready for me to go in and isolate. Here we are going to be taking our spikes. I will insert the lengths and diameters that we are using. I believe this is an 18mm length, and we're going to go ahead and place this on our top layer of our lashes, of our client's lashes. I believe this client has about 3 to 4 layers of lashes, I want to say. So you're taking that top layer and evenly spacing out your spikes. and making sure your spikes are at the right direction that they need to be according to the angle you are working on. So if you're in the center, your spikes should be spacing or facing 90-degree angles upright. As we get more towards the outer corner, they should be slightly pointed towards the ear. And when you're working in the inner corner, those spikes should be slightly pointed towards the nose, okay? That is called direction and flow. And if you're a student of mine, you hear me say this all the time. And direction and flow can really make or break your set. So for example, I'm gonna go ahead and place this spike right, and I'm going to be placing this spike kind of directed towards the ear. As I was saying, when you're working in the outer corner, that angle of your lash needs to go at the angle of the eye. So when you're working in the outer corner, they kind of go towards the ear, right? If that kind of makes sense. Now, let's just say if when I place that spike down, I made that spike directed towards the nose. That's going to look funny. Obviously, that means it's twisting, it's going to turn. When you're brushing, it's just really not going to look right. So really make sure, there you go. See, there it is, the direction. Pointing slightly towards the nose, depending on where you are angled at on your client's eye. I really hope that makes sense. Comment down below if that did. Yeah. So again, like I said, evenly spacing out those spikes, making sure you're placing them on the most healthy lash on that top layer. Spikes must go on the top layer. If you really want them to stand out when your client opens her eyes up, you really want those longer lengths to obviously pop, you know? So you need to put the spikes on the top layer. Let's just say if you didn't and you were just going in and putting random spikes on the bottom layer, the middle layer, when they open their eyes, the spikes are not going to stand out. You may have like one or two popping out, but they're not going to be even. So make sure that you're placing your spikes down on that top layer. As you can see here, I went ahead and I isolate, put that spike. This is 16mm spike for the inner corner, and really kind of fiddling with it. Again, you guys, I'm making sure that that spike is laying at the direction I need to. When you're working right in the inner corner, they obviously don't need to go so exaggerated pointing towards the nose. It just needs to be slightly facing it. And as you can see here, you see how those angles of the lashes are pointing exactly at that curvature of your client's natural eye. That's what we're looking for. So I'm just gonna go in, guys. What we did on the right eye, we're gonna do the same thing on her left eye. So making sure that I evenly place those spikes out, and they are pretty much almost in the exact same spot that I placed them on her right eye. I'm just gonna go ahead and speed over this process on her left eye, doing the same thing, putting those spikes on that top layer and making sure that I have my direction and my flow. All right, so now that we have both eyes completed with our spikes, we are now going to do a second round. So I know I said to put the spikes on the top layer, but if you really want that strip lash effect, I highly recommend you try this trick. So what I'm going to do is find the eyelash that's sitting right directly underneath or next to that spike and place another spike, the same length that we use, right next to it or underneath it. This is really gonna make those spikes stand out when it comes to your client opening up her eye and really giving excuse me, giving that textured strip lash effect. I've noticed that when I wear falsies or when I've used falsies, those spikes or whatever you want to call it really stand out, and there's like a bunch of them next to each other, and then there's a couple of shorter lengths in between to really make those wispy sets stand out. So this is kind of like my secret that I'm giving to you guys for free, I know, because I love you, of how I really get my spikes to stand out the most. I do want to mention that I am not placing the second round at the bottom layer, okay? Please don't get confused with that. Again, you're literally going to that lash that's probably right sitting next to or right underneath that spike. That's going to make it stand out. Hope that makes sense. I'm really trying to break this down as easy as possible for you guys. So if I'm repeating things or if I'm going over it a bunch of times, I'm sorry. This is just how I feel like it's easier for me to comprehend and for my students to comprehend. I do want to mention one thing, girl. These sets take me forever. I'm not even gonna lie. It probably takes me like 3.5 hours to do a full complete set on this because I like to take my time with these. It's very strategic planning when it comes to strip lash sets. You know, you really want those spikes to stand out. You want to make sure your direction is perfectly placed. You want to make sure that you're evened out, going in and checking your work, making sure that spike doesn't look too funny. You know what I mean? So you just really want to be good and plan and take your time. It's going to take you a minute to kind of get adjusted to the sets, especially if you're somebody who doesn't do really crazy sets yet, or if you're kind of beginner to like crazy sets. But take your time, because I can tell you right now, the moment that it clicked for me, it just clicked. So take your time, keep practicing, because practice will make it better for you and make it easier for you. And you'll just be like second nature, sis. You'll know exactly where to place that spike, exactly what length needs to go where, and it will just become, like I said, second nature. It'll be so much easier for you. But it does take me a minute. Don't rush through a set like this, because you need to make sure that you're taking your time and making this set come out good. Okay? Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward this part now. I'm going to go ahead and place our spikes, and then I'll go ahead and jump back on when we're done. This video is obviously kind of long, so I do want to apologize for that, but I just really wanted you guys to really see the time and the effort that goes into making these sets. And I didn't want to cut anything out, because I feel like a set like this, you kind of need to see the placement. You need to see the work. You need to see the technique, you know? So yeah, when I'm pretty much finished with doing all those spikes, I'll go ahead and jump right back on. And here we are, spikes all placed. We're just going in and brushing those lashes, checking our direction. As you guys can see, they are sitting, it is giving, it's placed exactly where we need it to be. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and take some of that Nichiban tape again and go ahead and pull back that inner corner to make it easier for us to isolate in that inner corner. So here's the trick that I was telling you guys. So what I did was took some alcohol on the back of a micro swab and kind of drenched it a little bit, and then go over it lightly with that tape or on the tape, and as you can see, like the eyebrows will just like glide right off. And there is some hairs on the tape. I know. Okay, it's my sister. I was trying to pull it off, and I was like, okay, it's not working, but then I had to do something. So yeah, it didn't really hurt her as bad as I'm exaggerating about, but it does tug and pull, so be careful with this tape. You know, this tape is kind of weird though, because even though it didn't really work to tape underneath, it works amazing to pull back the skin. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on her, what is this, her right eye? Yeah, her right eye, and pulling back the skin, again revealing those inner corners. I love doing inner corners now, especially you guys, once you get your taping methods good and down and you know how to pull back the skin, it just makes it so much more easier for you to do those inner corners. Like I have to do my inner corners first, like no questions asked. It just makes my sets easier. So now we're gonna go in and use our shorter length. So I'm using 10 millimeters right now for the inner corner. Then we're gonna jump back up to 11, a little bit of 12, 13, and then we're gonna go in and do our mixed lengths. So when it comes to wispy sets, you guys, again, I don't really map because I know where to place my lash. What I do though, my rule of thumb is I'll always place my longest lengths on my longer lashes, mainly on the top and middle layer, and then use my shorter lengths on the shorter lashes, mainly on the bottom layer. That's going to create the density. That's what's going to create a dark lash line, and that's what's going to create wispiness, because I'm not really making it so cohesive, because strip lashes are not cohesive. They're not meant to look stagnant, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys kind of get what I mean, but they're not meant to look all one length. It looks like it's just spaced out everywhere and it's just scattered. So I just like to go based off my clients' natural lashes when it comes to wispy sets, but I will use shorter lengths in the inner corner and kind of follow my way up in length till I get to my highest length point. So I used 18 for spikes. So I'm going to jump down 3 sizes to 15 and then jump down 2 sizes to 13. Again, I really hope that makes sense, guys. I'm sorry. That's just the way I see it in my head. It makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you guys. But yeah. So, you know, now that we've done our inner corners, we're just going to take the tape off and now make our way in. And you'll be able to see, like, as, you know, I go on in the set where I'm placing those shorter lengths and where I'm placing the longer lengths. But yeah, generally it's just, I always jump down 2 to 3 sizes and then go based off my client's natural lashes. This is just works for me, you guys. It just helps me create those textured wispy sets. You know, I always tell my students, eyes are not twins, they are sisters. So same thing with your eyebrows, like they're not twins, they're sisters. They're not gonna look exactly the same, and that's okay, because when we're creating these wispy strip lash effect lashes, they're not supposed to be perfect, okay? So just keep that in mind. If you're striving for perfection with these sets, you're gonna get very frustrated and they're not gonna come out how you want them. All right, now that our inner corners are done, I'm making my way towards that middle portion and outer portion of my client's eye. And you guys, as I'm watching this, I'm just like so satisfied with this angle. I'm satisfied with the isolation. Like there's just nothing like a good isolation when that natural lash is in between your tweezers so perfectly, and you go in to place that lash down and it's just placing right. Your glue is right. Your lashes are good. Like there is no better feeling than a great lash day. So thank you to the lash gods for making me get this video right. So yeah, you guys, honestly too, I do want to point out that VI's hitting, it's everything. Like I can't even explain to you guys how shook I was about these lashes, because I'm not even gonna lie, I was expecting that I wasn't gonna like these lashes. Like I'm not even gonna front with you guys. Like I was not expecting them to be so good for the price that they're at, because not only are they actually on Amazon, they have their own site, but they're affordable. Like you don't get that combination with lashes. It's either they're really overly priced or they're overhyped. So honestly, I have retired from my Lashbox LA and I'm now going to be repurchasing some Veyeslashes. So yeah, you guys definitely check them out. Make your purchases. Don't even think about it. Just do it. And also use my discount code to save you a pretty penny. Okay, you guys? So again, we're just going to go ahead and complete our set, and I will go ahead and jump back on when it is necessary to do so. So enjoy the background music while we do that. And I'm back. So we are now pulling back those middle and top layer lashes with a piece of NextCare sensitive skin tape to reveal our bottom lashes. I love doing this when I'm working on the bottom layer because it's just so much easier for me to not only see the natural lashes, but to isolate a lot better. If you are a lash artist and you're not taping back the layers, what are you doing? I'm just kidding. But like seriously, you need to do this. This is a crucial step when it comes to making your sets fuller. This is what's going to create density. This is what's going to create that dark lash line, okay? Making sure that you're getting all those natural, healthy lashes. Do not lash baby or anagen lashes, okay? Make sure that they're healthy, that they can support the weight of your fan or the lashes that you're placing on. So boom, there it is, finished complete set. I know you see that dark lash line. Isn't it gorgeous? So now we're gonna go in and nano mist or cure or bond or however you want to call it our lashes. Some people will put super bonder or bonder directly on the natural lashes. However, I feel like this just works better for me. I feel like I'm not putting too much product on my clients' lashes because their fans will kind of close up. So I don't like that happening and I don't want that to happen. So just using it in my nano mister is a lot better for me. Going in and brushing through those lashes, using my Lash Professional mirror to check my work. And as you guys can see, fluffy, textured, wispy. Oh my goodness, I just love making these sets so much. And yeah, guys, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys learned a thing or two. I hope I was able to explain everything right. And yeah, guys, love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for your constant support. A giveaway is coming because we just hit 10K. So I will see you guys in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.